So what we'll do now is we'll look at creating the eyeballs, and let's kind of pull this forward just a little. Actually, I don't know if yeah, I guess it's lined up pretty good. All right, so I'm just gonna go to Subtool here, and I'm going to append a Sphere 3D here, and um, I think it might be a little tiny, so maybe that's the problem. Yeah, it's not showing up. So let's go ahead and scale this down. I'm gonna go to my front view, move it in this way. Now, what I'm looking to do is make my eyeball just in the front view just a little bit wider than where the eyelids are. So it's just kind of brushing up into the tip of just sort of like right, just a little bit beyond. Hold on, sorry, let me scale it properly. Just a little bit beyond the side of the nostril, the tip of the eye, and then all the way leading back to the corner of the eyebrow here. So, and then I'm going to go to my side view and I'm just going to pull it back and then line it up where I can see that the drawing has that fold. I'm going to go just a little bit beyond that actually. I'm going to hit Q and I'm going to just go ahead and go to Z plugin up here, subtool master, and I'm going to mirror that and then hit OK. And I'm going to shape the face around, just kind of creating a socket around that. So I'm going to hit Alt and click in here. And I'm going to go ahead and divide by hitting Control D my mesh. And let's turn off Shift F so you can see that. And with my move topological brush, I just start to shape the area around the eye, just pulling it, creating that crevice. Actually, it might be better if you see the wireframe. And then as I go, I kind of pull this in to sort of start to shape out where that nose is, and I pull this edge down. And in a second, I'm going to go ahead and um, bring out, like, subdivide it and give myself a little more geometry. And it's okay with this particular model. Like, you want to get clean lines just because of the arrangement of the topology, but we can always Z-remesh it. So don't feel like you are stuck by any means. So I'm going to divide it again, pull this edge out, kind of going in a little bit. And what I'm doing also is I'm looking at the shape of this eye socket here. So if you haven't done the skull, you sort of have to, that skull tutorial, to get a good feeling on where the parts of the skull are. It's kind of, I'm holding Alt to push this in, and you're just creating sort of a mask. And a lot of times I'll spend a good amount of time like this, especially if I'm doing like a portrait, just looking at the underlying bone structure of the person that I'm sculpting. Right, so something like this. Let's go to the front view here. And what happened is when I started smoothing it, right, let's hit P here so you can see that, it pulled it all in a little, right? So I want to come back and make my brush a little bit bigger. Remember, like if we're pulling it this way, it's at the whim of the brush size. So just kind of pulling all this stuff forward. That'll help us out a lot as well. I'm not really pulling out a nose just yet, or the mouth area. Just sort of creating that flat front face. This would be a good time to start to shape out this stuff here. Alright. And then same thing like I did before. I'm just holding Alt and clicking in here and smoothing out things like this. Starting to look like Deathstroke. Again, let's make this straightened out. So you don't have to get too crazy with this, just forming out like a nice little socket like that. So we have like a brow ridge in the socket. So let's go ahead and create our upper and lower eyelids. So I'm going to rename this to, well, let's just duplicate it 3 times. So not delete, duplicate. So this is going to be U lid for upper lid. Anything that's going to help you. I mean, we're going to Dynamesh this stuff a little bit later anyway, but this is just to sort of help us out. And then B lid for bottom lid. Now, what I want to do to create the upper lid is I'm going to hold Control and Shift, and I haven't released my Control and Shift button, and I'm going to click on the brush here, and I'm just going to grab Trim Rectangle. And with symmetry on, I'm actually going to go all the way across, and what that does is that slices that top lid for us. So now we have the makings of a top lid. I'm going to go ahead and unhide, well, we could leave that hidden. I'm going to unhide the bottom one here, and what you can see is I'm just going to hold Control and Shift, and I'm using this edge here as a guiding line. So, sorry, I'm going to go this way, Control and Shift. And now you can see that I've got the lid. And I give myself usually a little bit of space because I'm going to move those around in a second. So let's go to our upper lid. And what I'm going to do, again, symmetry is on. I just hold Alt and I just tap all the way around. And I really should be using um, my tablet on this, but it's 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm recording this, and I'm a little tired, and I don't want to go through the process of setting up my tablet and stuff. Um, so you're just gonna have to deal with. I'll try to get the clicking sounds out in editing later. All right, so we've got this going on. I'm trying to line these up here, and then let's hit Shift P and bring our guides back. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna retopologize that upper lid at a very low size. So under geometry, here's Z remesher 0.1. I'm going to alt click this bottom one and do the same thing. And I mean, oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to, there we go. Okay, now I should do it at the same, okay. And if you're worried about the quality, I mean, you can go to 1. I guess I am kind of worried about the quality. Let's select this one. Let's just do it at 1. Or 0.5 might probably be the better one. Yeah, 0.5 is what I'm looking for. So let's try 0.5. I was just losing a little bit too much of the shape. Alright, so let's go to our top eyelid here. And just so we can see it a little bit better, I'm going to hide the head. And I'm just going to grab that upper lid. Just kind of, there we go. And just kind of I'm just trying to capture that shape. Maybe that'll be a little bit better if I hide this as well. There we go. I'm holding Shift to smooth that out and then move it up. Okay, let's bring these closer together too for when we go to weld it. Alright, let's see. And again, I know it's a little exaggerated and almost cartoony, and that's okay. Because what we're going to do is, when we go to weld this, we can smooth that out and stuff like that. So a couple other minor tweaks I'm noticing is that forehead still needs to be brought forward a little bit more. And the cheek area, something like this. And this needs to be brought forward a lot. Let's close off the eye here. And same thing in here. Let's bring this down and forward. And we want to, we definitely want to exaggerate it because when we go to weld this out, we'll have enough of that stuff there too. Or when we go to Dynamesh it all together, we'll have enough surface to play with. Alright, so that's pretty good for now. not bad. Okay. Let's go ahead and end this one here, and then we'll jump on the nose in the next video.